Hey guys, welcome to Kludgy Tech Time. I'm David, and today is Thanksgiving here in the US. We have a lot to be thankful for. If you're watching this video, you probably have a lot to be thankful for as well. I know I certainly do. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for all of you guys. But today we have something to be thankful for if you are a Mavic 2 owner. DJI just released a new update for the Mavic 2, both the Pro and the Platinum. This is firmware update version 01.00.0200, and this is a big one that I think a lot of people have been looking for. Now, it doesn't update everything, but it does touch quite a few of the features that people have been looking for. There's a few things that are not there. Waypoints 2.0 that they've been talking about still doesn't exist, but they have updated precision landing. Get ready to watch all the YouTube videos. There's going to be 4 million videos showing, yes, it does precision land, and yes, you will see some of those here in this video. There are a bunch of other updates in this firmware update, so let's dive in right after this quick break from our sponsor. This video is brought to you proudly by Kludgy's affiliate links in the description down below. Now, nobody's paying me to say this, but this channel wouldn't be possible without your support and without the affiliate links. They help me be able to buy the cameras and lights and video gear to be able to run this channel, and I really appreciate any support you can provide. I know a lot of you will be buying a lot of things over the holidays. By clicking the links down in the description down below, whether it's Amazon or DJI, if you buy anything from those sites, even if it's not the particular item that you're buying from these affiliate links, if you buy anything in the next few days from those sites, then I get a small little commission off of that. And instead of sending 100% of your profits to the billionaires, helps me out get just a little bit. Doesn't cost you anything, but helps out this channel greatly. So if you find value in this channel and the videos you're watching, I would appreciate you hitting those links down below. Firstly, before we dive into the what's new of this firmware update, you will have to upgrade your DJI GO to at least 4.3.5 on iOS or 4.3.4 on Android. Now, DJI just updated DJI GO 4 to 4.3.5 today for iOS. I'm not sure if they've updated Android yet. I don't have an Android device, but you will certainly need that. A lot of times they kind of delay those a little bit behind iOS, but I'm sure if you don't have it yet, you will get it very soon. All right, so what's new? So the first two items have to do with hyperlapse. Now, the first one is kind of fixing a problem that they introduced in the O100. The original firmware that came with the Mavic 2 had the ability to do long exposures so that you could do nighttime hyperlapses and low light hyperlapses. However, with the O100, they made some changes that limited the shutter speeds that you could select. With this O200, they have kind of updated that. And why I say kind of is that they've only updated that for the hyperlapse circle and the hyperlapse course lock. They have not updated it for the waypoints or the free. I'm not sure why they only did 2 of the 4, but hopefully they will continue expanding that for the waypoint hyperlapse as well as the free hyperlapse in the future. This is really important, and this is a big feature because this gives you the ability to be able to get great hyperlapses in low light. Now, the second item is actually a brand new feature for the hyperlapse, and this is one that's been talked about for a while and will be a feature of the Waypoints 2.0 that they will eventually be releasing, but it is first implemented here for the hyperlapse waypoint, and that is what they are calling the task library. The task library gives you the ability to save a set of waypoints so that you can replay that multiple times in the future. Now, the awesome part about this is this will give you the ability to do some really creative things. This will be able to allow you to run the same course multiple times and do some awesome things like those day to night hyperlapses. Now, in order to do those creative things, you'll have to do some of your own kind of post editing and so on to be able to combine multiple ones together, but the ability to have this task library really makes that possible. Without that task library to be able to save a set of waypoints and then be able to retrieve them at a future date to be able to rerun the same course again, it really gives you the freedom to be able to do some really creative things that you just couldn't do without that capability. Now, the third item, and I probably should have listed this first because precision landing was a big topic, right? The Mavic 2, when it first came out, did not have precision landing. And oh boy, that was a big problem because Mavic Pro, the original Mavic Pro, had precision landing, as well as the Mavic Air had precision landing, but the Mavic 2 didn't. And so now we don't have to worry about that anymore, but queue up a whole playlist of videos that's going to come out showing, hey, look, it's precision landing. It actually lands where it took off. But I still personally say, and I know there's certain situations where precision landing is awesome and it's absolutely necessary, but I still say to improve your skills as a pilot, I would highly recommend you limit your use of precision landing and you manually land yourself. And the reason for that is to improve your skills. If you improve your skills on your precision landing, you're going to be better at the rest of your flight. Now, precision landing is definitely important in a lot of situations. It's too bad they didn't get it in the original release, but it's here now and it works fantastic for me. The fourth item in this firmware update is that DJI has enabled Lateral Vision Systems for Point of Interest 2.0. As we know, with the original release of the Mavic 2, the side sensors, the lateral sensors is what they call it, were not active in almost all modes. The only time they were enabled was in active tracking and in tripod mode. In version 0100, they added some additional quick shots where they were enabled, and now they have added that into some additional ones, in particular Point of Interest 2.0. The fifth item is that DJI has added a voice alert for ActiveTrack 2.0 when the subject is lost. So not only do you see something on the screen, but you hear something audibly that the ActiveTrack has been lost. This one I have not tested. All the other items I've tested. The sixth item, they have added on-screen display when shooting in hyperlapse and panorama mode. I'm not sure exactly what they've added on-screen display when shooting in the hyperlapse and panorama mode. I'll show you a little bit of a video here and maybe you can spot the difference. I haven't spent a lot of time looking at it to compare what the difference is, but maybe you can spot it in these screenshots that I tested out. The final item in the firmware update is that they say they have optimized the vision system status display in DJI GO 4. Now, I flew 2 batteries worth of flights testing out the features that are listed in the release notes for this firmware update. The only one I did not test is the added voice alert for the ActiveTrack 2.0 when the subject is lost, but the rest of them I do know work really well. I'm really excited to see they have the precision landing, and I'm excited to see the task library for the hyperlapse. That one is huge, as well as the shutter speed. Those 2 items alone, just the hyperlapse features, if those were the only items in this firmware update, that would make me happy, because those 2 items really enable a lot more for the hyperlapse. All the rest of the features are fantastic and I'm glad to see them. I really hope that DJI continues this trend of adding additional features that the lateral vision systems are enabled on. Some final notes on the firmware update. I did the update via DJI GO 4. I know a lot of people, and I think it's more prevalent on Android than it is on iOS. I upgraded with my iPad and it updated just fine with no problems. I've done all my updates for all my aircraft via DJI GO 4. If you can't get the update to run on DJI GO 4, then I would suggest you connect to your computer and do that. Secondly, before you do the firmware update, go through and make a note of all of your settings in DJI GO 4 because this will reset a lot of your settings. So go through, note them down, and then after the firmware update is finished, go back and set those back in before you go out for your first flight. So that is the firmware update version 01.00.0200 for the Mavic 2, both the Zoom and the Pro. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you found it useful, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so that you can get lots of videos here in the future. Hit that little bell next to it so you get notified when I put stuff out. Also, follow me on my social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Put out a lot of stuff there before I'm able to get a video out, so check those out so you get the latest. I really appreciate you watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a happy Thanksgiving if you're here in the US. Don't forget to get out and go fly it. Hope to see you on another one soon. Ciao.